break about the power of language.
You speak about the power of language.
The power of language.
Why is
Yes.
that important to you and not the power of
Yes.
God?
We are because we are the only species in this world that have a language. Animals don't have.
Okay.
So we use our language in favor of them or in against of them, against of us.
Do you
Favor
know
of us.
do you know that the power of your species, which is human, exists in intellect? Uh,
Yes,
oh, you know
I
that.
agree with that. Yes.
Do you know the power of God is much greater because He does not reside in intellect but in spirit?
I agree with that.
You agree that,
Mm.
so why are you busy with the human power of intellect where you have to change somebody's opinions with the cleverness of your word while you can
You know,
actually enter the power of God in transforming people to become gods too with the power of creation in their words, because God's power is so much greater, it creates life.
yes. Okay. So what's your point?
My point is that I thought this was a Christian group, not a human group interested in human power of
Yes.
cleverness. Is this a Christian group? So why would you have a discussion on human intellect as your power when you can enter the greater power of God where He's your Father and you enter the existence of creating life with your words?
You just misunderstood.
You you d-
Misunderstood my topic.
you don't
Uh,
you don't know that when God speaks, life emerges. When He said, "Let
yes.
there be light," that words of His created light. When He said,
Yes.
"Let there be trees," those words of His create trees. So obviously,
Kuya Joel, ano ba pinopunto
Yes.
niya?
hello, my.
Ito ang pinupunto dito eh. Ang pinupunto niya, excuse me ah.
Ano
Kasi,
pinopunto ni
right
Joel?
now,
Did you wake up now, my son? Did you wake up with a shock that there's God too, with a different power in
ang
His
pinupunto niya,
language?
bakit daw ako puro na intellect? Akala niya, puro Christian lang. Akala niya, puro Christian lang.
Ang daw?
Pastor Joel, Pastor
Ah,
Joel,
yeah, yeah.
permission to answer. I
Okay,
just
okay.
want to say something with regard to the position or articulation of one of the members here in GC, that he needs to be specific and straightforward if he is asking or say something or share something.
Oo. Tama. Oh, tama, tama.
His statement is very vague. What's the point?
Oo. Oo, tama, tama. Oh,
Ano
yes.
ang pinopunto niya? Ano ba pinopunto niya po?
So state your concern. Ang point niya, he thought that this group is a Christian group only.
No, no, that is not true.
Yes. Oh, so he asking me why I'm teaching intellect, intellect about intellect topic about men intelligence.
Oh yeah, actually, what you are discussing, Pastor Joel,
Yeah.
is not merely etiological perspective, but that is
Yes.
philosophical. Okay.
Yes.
Insofar as Aristotle is concerned, the father of logic,
Mm.
he said that human is a rational animal. When we say rational animal, of course, he has intellect. He
Yes.
has the power
Reasonable.
to articulate what
Yes.
he
Comprehend.
wanted to say.
To
That is
comprehend.
philosophical.
Mm. Comprehend. Yeah, I'm talking about the nature of man. Kasi many people talagang millions sa hindi. Talagang hindi alam ng most of the people, hindi alam ng tao ang kanyang makeup. That's why yun ang cause kung bakit may gera, may mga broken relationship. Kasi hindi nga nila alam paano gamitin ng so, how to communicate properly. Because it's a keep their mind properly. Ganon. So, yun. Ano nangyayari, dahil hindi nila alam ang gamitin nila ang language na in favor of them, ang ginagawa nila, ina-abuse nila ito. Kung makita naman natin talaga ang data, ang status talaga, diba? Ganun talaga nangyayari. Ang lahat yan, simula sa communication. Paano ka paggamit mo ng language. Diba? Pag sa taong dalawa nag-uusap, nakikita mo, doon magsisimula ang isang great relationship. Hindi madi-destroy ang isang great relationship. How they use the language. You can deny. Diba?
Yes.
So inaano ko lang, nire-remind ko sa tao kung sino siya, kung ano siya. We are the great masterpiece of God. Diba? We are the only species na nilagyan ng language. Diba? So, pag natapakan ng paa mo, bakit ka magagat katulad ng aso? Hey, aray. Oh, Brad, natapakan mo ko, sakit naman nun. Pwede naman ganon. Diba? Instead of murahin mo siya, fight back ka para ka kasi ang tao kasi, ang ugali nga, hindi nga niya alam ang kanyang makeup, instead na mag-respond siya sa situation, nagre-react lang siya. Living in this life, actually, most likely, 98% ng tao sa mundong ito, they react. Nagre-react na sila sa buhay. Hindi sila nagre-respond. We're supposed to respond in this life, not to react. Diba? Ang ginagawa kasi, nagre-react tayo. Kaya sablay-sablay tayo. Imbis na mag-respond tayo, respond sa buhay, nagre-react tayo. Puro reaction lang tayo.
Can only meet in edifying. So this edifying, I put some other verses there. John 37 say, in the last day, Jesus stood up and he said, those who believe in me will start experiencing rivers of living waters flowing from their bellies. It is a way of speaking from your belly, which is not from your mind in intellect, which is God's way of speaking. And God's way is edifying. When we get together, we have to edify. Then you have to find the rivers of living water in your belly. There's another word of God speaking here in John 6 verse 63, which I also put in the chat window, but it seems my chat window is not working. It only has red exclamation marks. But okay, it says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. Meaning the intellect cannot do this. That means nothing in God's presence. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. You see, it's not human words, which just gives you more knowledge of the mind by which the humans exist as the greatest species God created. But of course, the Creator is greater than the species, the best species He created, and He gives everyone the choice to become His child, where you exit intellect and enter spirit, and your words start becoming edifying or creating life. You found the same power in your words that God has in His words, because you are His child. And the child is as the father, like son. So He said, when we get together in meetings, we have to start edifying, which is learning to create life in His presence. So why waste your time with human ability when God gives you this word of His, which is love? You see, we exist now in love. It's not a law. You can do it if you want to, and you can learn to speak as God speaks, which is creating life. By that, you will edify one another in love, meaning you will create more life in your brothers and sisters, and they will love you for it. Which is such a greater existence than debating about intellect and knowledge. That is, which is eating the tree of knowledge of Adam, because there's another tree, the tree of life, where you create life as your Father does it as well. You agree that God creates life with His words when He speaks? And as a child of God, you can do edifying, as the words say. How is it then, brethren? 1 Corinthians 14. How is it then, brethren? When you come together, every one of you has a psalm, a doctrine, a tongue, a revelation, an interpretation. Let all things be done unto edifying. Meaning, do it in the power of God's Spirit, where He speaks from you His living words, to edify your brothers and sisters, to raise them in the life of God. You have the ability to create a life of God in your brothers and sisters, because they have to grow up in the life of their Father. And that can only happen if you learn speaking as a gifted person, an anointed person who create life, where you experience a difference in speaking from your mind and allowing God to speak from your belly. Hello, are all of you still there, or is it just your pictures? Do you know a child should speak as his father speaks? I mean, if your father is a cat, you say meow. If your father is a dog, you say woof. And when your father is a human being, you speak intellectually. But when your father is God, you speak spiritually, which is creating life. Or don't you agree with the concept that a child is raised in the life of his father to be the same as his father? You never heard you can create life in one another, and you should take it serious and learn how to do it, because only babies cannot speak the language of their parents. You see, because you're still a baby and fumbling. Da do boo boo dee da. But you have to speak the language of your parents. They teach you how to do that. And eventually the babies say, Mommy! Or Daddy! Recognizing his mommy and daddy. And learning to be as the mommy and daddy is. Is there anyone still there listening, or are you all gone? You just left your pictures behind, but you're somewhere else, maybe drinking coffee or sitting on the toilet, as humans do. Or did you enjoy your teaching on human life, while you actually should have one on God life? You see, human life is not so great. Humans are sinners. They died. When they start eating that tree of intellect, they actually died. They become human. They exit the life of God. And God gives you the opportunity to be born again, to become alive again in His life. He is life, humans are dead. But you enjoy hearing about your dead life. Or while you should enjoy hearing about your being alive. Not about you being dead in sinner existence. You should become alive in God's life. Or you first of all should find the power in your soul in you being saved, where you found that power and experience that power of God saving you in your soul. And then you go on and you save other people too. You create that life of being saved in their soul too, of giving birth to them. Why are you stuck in intellectual words, when you can give birth to a child of God? Everyone is just very quiet. Maybe you are not here. Hello. Yes, one is running away. Okay. So maybe you want to go on speaking about your intellect. Then I will see you in another time. Enjoy the truth you got. God's truth is always greater than human intellectual truths. Okay, my children. Uh, see you again. Bye.